Welcome to the paradise of Costa Rica, where I am going to be demonstrating for you the longbow bridge and longbow fingerboard exercises from Dr. Morton's Torturous exercises for the double bass. Now, these exercises are not etudes in the traditional sense, in that they are not in a key, they are not trying to make little melodies. They're more like calisthenics that are laser focused on developing a particular technical skill. And each one of these exercises states very clearly what the goal is and the purpose is. So for the purpose of the longbow bridge, it is to build a rich tone, volume projection, and bow tone control. And along with the longbow fingerboard exercise, it is to explore the extreme edges of the sounding point available to us on the double bass. Once we learn these extreme ends of the sounding point of the double bass, then it's easy to explore and use the more mid-range of the tonal possibilities of the double bass. Now, very important to prepare the bass and the bow for this exercise, you should clean the string, all the strings, off of any old rosin. And I suggest using one of these copper scrubbers. In fact, I suggest using these pretty much every day before you begin playing in a practice session or rehearsal, or certainly in a performance. Next up, we need to put some fresh rosin on the bow. And then we spread the rosin from the bow hair to the strings. Especially very close to the bridge for this exercise. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to be playing a very long and slow bow extremely close to the bridge. Now, it's very, very difficult to start the string correctly without a little help from your left hand. So we need to give the string a little pluck to start the note. So here it is. Okay, that was almost perfect. Perhaps you heard a little bit of the scratch in there. We're trying to avoid having any scratch, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, to have the bow come to a complete stop. We don't want to have that. So let's try it again. Down bow on the D string. I would call that a successful pass. I go all the way from the ferrule to the ivory tip of the bow. Now we want to do 2 notes on every string, a down bow and an up bow, and you don't have to go directly from the down bow to the up bow. You'll stop in between and pluck the string for the start. Here's a look at the up bow on the D string up close. Next up, we're going to try a down bow on the A string. Now, on many basses, we have a wolf on or near the note A. And so to give ourselves a chance of the A string to vibrate correctly, I would suggest stopping the D string on the note A, and the sympathetic vibration of that D string will help the A string vibrate. So let's give it a try. Good. Now we do the same with an up bow on the A string, and then of course a down bow and an up bow on the E and the G string to complete the exercise. And if you like, you can try the exercise on finger notes as well. it's going to be impossible to pluck the string to start with, so you might start not quite so close to the bridge and then work your way closer to the bridge for the fingered notes. And in the book, the suggested finger notes are written on the page, so that's a good place for you to be able to keep track of what notes you have practiced on. Next up, let's explore the other end of our tonal palette, and that is where we have sounding point way up on the fingerboard. So again, I'm going to spread the rosin way up on the fingerboard. And for this, we're just going to play 4 quarter notes, and the goal is to play them very softly, very legato, and cleanly. So it'll be a moderate tempo, somewhere around a quarter equals 60. So it'd be something like this, and I'm going to use a fingered note in this particular case. For example, I'm going to use B flat, F, C, and G on the way down. So we're going to play 8 notes on each string. Here we go. Maybe you heard on the A string, some of my notes were not as clean as, well, I would like them to be. So admittedly, the longbow fingerboard exercise is probably the least torturous exercise of all the torturous exercises. All 30 of the Dr. Morton's torturous exercises are available for download in English and Spanish. Click on the link in the description below to get your copy today.